All right, I am showing you your first look, my second look at the Qualcomm circuit at Coronado here in San Diego. iRacing just dropped this today. It's the first time any of us are seeing this brand new NASCAR circuit here in iRacing or even in real life because the race isn't until next weekend. So I got a few laps in earlier. I'm still driving with the driving line on because I don't know the course at all yet. And first impressions, good representation of San Diego. These roads are fucking bumpy, just like all our unmaintained, pothole-filled, crappy roads here. So let's take it out. I'm gonna get it warmed up, show you a few laps, and then show you some of the outlying areas that show off San Diego here, and give you my first impressions of it, and let you kind of experience it for yourself. Let's go ahead and take this thing out. So I am running the Porsche 911 GT3R. It's one of my favorite GT3 cars to drive. Usually a solid option in any race. Performs really well. Interesting to see how it performs here. As you can see, very tight circuit. It's nothing but wall. There's a few runoff areas. And if you can see on my screen here, it is very, very bumpy. Now, obviously no one's ever driven this course before, so we have no idea how accurate that is, but we do know iRacing has been working with NASCAR to put this thing together, so I can imagine that they did go out and scan this, and it's pretty close, if I had to take a guess. Really cool to be driving on Naval Base North Island here in San Diego on Coronado Island, and just across the bay from downtown San Diego. You can see nice choke point here, super tight. Any sort of collision through that corner there is going to be fraught with chaos. I mean, anybody bumping into each other, hitting a wall, it's going to clog that thing up worse than Monday morning traffic, and we can see a lot of damage happening there. A few areas that are pretty wide open, so it's going to be interesting to see people picking their ideal racing lines. And as we know with street circuits, there's going to be a lot of track evolution. As people put the cars around the track and the rubber starts to build up, it will get faster and faster. Again, another really tight section through here. Not much room for error, which is even more interesting considering how bumpy this thing is. And you gotta know where you're going. So you kind of swing around here, back around, nice and tight, and then there's these pylons you got to go through, these tire barriers. Decent amount of hard left-hand turns, some tricky barrier sections, or if you don't know what you're looking for, you're going to cut the corner there and you're going to get hit with a slowdown penalty. You can see this thing is bumpy, so we've gone around, warmed it up a bit. We're going to start pushing a little bit more. Nice and tight through there, and yeah, this thing is wild. More elevation change than I was expecting, considering, but good to see that it's a little bit more than just a flat track. Overall flows pretty well. Once you kind of get a hang of where everything's at and know what the corner sequences are, you can definitely put in some good lap times. We're seeing low twos. We haven't seen anybody break the 2-minute barrier yet. I think I got a 2:02 earlier, and then a couple people on Garage 61 got some 2:01, so we'll see what the actual fast track times end up being. So far, not much in the way of visuals like outside the track. You can see some of the background there that looks across the bay out to Point Loma. Circle around here, you see the hangars there to the left, back to the right. full speed through here. Osprey off to the right. Around this tire barrier. Another tight section here. You can see the hangars up ahead from the naval base. Really cool to see that as part of the track layout. No one's done that before. No one's done this before. We've never seen, at least to my knowledge, a course being laid out on an active naval base. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and push this lap. I'm not gonna talk as much. I'm gonna focus on getting around as fast as possible so you can see what a push lap looks like here in San Diego. Super bumpy. Real tight on the exits there. You're getting real close to that wall. There's definitely going to be some collisions happening next weekend. Super tight through there. It's really crazy how much of a choke point that little turn is, that little section there. Blind through here, and it just opens up. Again, interesting to see how people attack this corner in sequence. Do one more, see if we can get a faster time for you. That was a bit slow. Oh my god. Almost into the wall. We did kind of scrape the wall there. Overall, it does flow pretty well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not hating it. Slight little correction to keep from hitting the wall. Not gonna lie, I kind of like that section. Super tight through there. You're just claustrophobic. Walls on either side of you, no room for error. Really have to fight the wheel to get through how bumpy this track is. Real tight, nothing but wall. And that's a lot of wall. So yeah, 2044. It's about 2 seconds off what I was doing earlier, but not bad. So let's take a look at this replay and see. Go back a lap. And we'll adjust the camera so you can see the scenery and everything. There you can see the Coronado Bridge in the background. Really, really cool. Go up a little. Let's switch this to the gyro cam. Do a better look. It's gonna be a little bit bumpy. But you can see they modeled quite a lot of San Diego here. Let's see if we can rotate. You've got the entire downtown skyline. Really cool to see. All these buildings are actually there. Can confirm. Been in more than my share of those. So there's gonna be a lot of people up in these areas. We're gonna have a pretty good view of the race. Sure, there's gonna be a lot of watch parties happening. We've got the aircraft carrier right on the track there. It's kind of cool. You come down this road here and you know, it's just bam, there's a fucking aircraft carrier right there. Really, really crazy to see. Stroll around and looking into Point Loma, San Diego. Really, really good job of modeling here. They put a lot of detail into this background that when you're racing, you're down so low, you don't see. Like, you'll see it in replays. You'll probably end up seeing it on broadcasts and esports broadcasts, things like that. But a lot of detail and something you're not going to see on track. More Point Loma. Interesting to see the naval base from this angle. I don't think... So this is more of Coronado down here. The Hotel Del should be somewhere around here, but maybe it's behind all these buildings. It would have been cool if they put that in there. Super iconic to see. And we'll go back around, and there's the Coronado Bridge, and that's the 360 view. I'm gonna go back to the far chase, and we will go ahead and turn off the driving line for you and give you the TV mixed look of what this thing's gonna look like. We'll go back a lap, and we'll watch it. So it could be a preview of what we'll see from NASCAR in the actual race. Of course, I'm driving the 911. It would be really cool to see this track stay on the calendar and to a point where we get some GT3 cars racing. You know, let's see some IMSA out there. Let's see some SRO, some Porsche Carrera Cup. You know, they're building this track for the weekend. I'm sure it's already set up and ready to go, so no reason not to utilize it. I'm a big proponent of bringing racing to San Diego. I think there's a good market here for it, and excited to see what NASCAR does. Yeah, really, really cool. I don't know about this mixed TV. So we're gonna pause it. We're gonna go back to the start of the lap, and I'm gonna switch it back to our far chase camera. We'll adjust it so we're a little bit closer. Drop us down. Ease that out. But yeah, really cool to see all the models off to the side there. Turn one brings you right down this huge hill. pretty good grandstand section. And right here, this is what's going to be crazy. You're going to be coming down this road, and you know, these guys and girls are going to see just aircraft carrier right there. The jets on everything. It's going to be cool to see how the actual thing turns out, but yeah, real interesting. And again, there's a lot of high walls, so you don't see a lot of the background, which I just showed you all that detail in. But you definitely get a vibe of being on base, you know, seeing everything you would normally see as a civilian. The barracks, the hangars, all that stuff. Really, really cool. Really, really cool. But yeah, so far interesting track. I think they did a good job, and not from just what iRacing did. You know, they worked with NASCAR, so obviously they had a good. Oh, here's a good shot. Let's see this. You don't see this while driving, but you are. There's where you see all the detail. Pop this boy up. I mean, you are driving right along the bay there. Really, really cool. Really, really cool to see. I imagine there's probably going to be a ton of people on boats trying to catch a glimpse. They're going to need a tall boat to see it all. But yeah, I think they did relatively well with the track layout. It's going to be fun to watch. I think it's going to be fun to drive. I think all the drivers are going to really, really enjoy this one, and it's going to be interesting to see how everyone does, because again, there's some tight areas through here where, I mean, you're not, like this section here, you're not getting more than one car through there at all, ever. But yeah, also this is going to be part of our Pacific Cup, which we're going to be launching here at the end of the month, maybe early July. Going to be doing our first league, and it's going to be a championship league where you can win cash. We're going to divvy up the prize winnings between the first, second, and third place winners of the season. It's going to be a West Coast track lineup. So we're going to start in Portland at PIR. Then we're going to go south down to Sonoma. We're going to continue on to Monterey with Laguna Seca. Then we're going to head south again to Willow Springs. Then we're going to head down to Long Beach for the Long Beach Grand Prix circuit. And finally, we're going to round everything out with this brand new San Diego Qualcomm circuit, all in the GT3s. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hope to see you all there. Give that a shot. We're going to have only 40. We're not going to do like an AM and a pro split. We're just throw everybody in there. 40 places only. So once we open up the signups, that's it. We may expand depending on how popular it is. So far, guaranteed split's going to be $100 for first place, $50 for second, $25 for third, and then we'll mix up some random prizes in there. Now, I will not be racing for the championship. I will be on track every other week because this is going to be part of a Nocturnal Combustion broadcast. You're going to see me and Damien broadcasting this whole thing live on YouTube and Twitch. But we're going to have a little intra-nocturnal battle. He'll drive one week, I'll drive another. See how well we do. We'll come with a point system. We'll have some really fun challenges between the two of us. But again, we don't count towards the championship. This is all for you out there who want to race with us. If you like what you see, please, by all means, subscribe to all our channels. Give us a like. Tell us what you like in the comments. Tell us what you don't like. Help us adjust and make some cool shit. Visit us on CamberXcaster.com. It's Camber and Caster everywhere on the socials, Camera Caster on YouTube, and keep watching, keep liking. We're here for you to grow this community of racing enthusiasts. And you know what we say, every time you head out on track, you're gonna have cold tires and cold brakes. You gotta warm it up.